When someone tells you to spend twice as much on sandpaper, your first reaction's probably the same as mine was.
Nice try, mate.
Premium sandpaper, ceramic grain, precision shaped abrasives. It all sounds like marketing speak, doesn't it? But the thing is, I switched to it about 2 years ago, and despite being almost double the price, it's saving me about £50 a year. So today I'm going to show you why it works, what it actually costs, and whether it's worth it for your workshop. Right, before I show you the numbers, you need to understand why this works differently. Because if you don't get this part, you'll think I'm just trying to sell you expensive sandpaper, and trust me, I'm not. This isn't a sponsored video, it's just the stuff that I use. The sandpaper that's in your drawer right now, it's crushed rocks, literally. Aluminium oxide or silicon carbide, posh names for irregular chunks of minerals glued to paper in random shapes and sizes. When you're sanding, these tiny rocks are scraping away at the surface of your wood, and this creates scratches and heat. That heat clogs your sandpaper fast and damages your finish. That's why your disc is useless after about 10 minutes. Here's the thing about this Cubitron extract. Instead of crushed rocks, it uses very small ceramic triangles. They act like thousands of tiny chisels, all perfectly aligned. Traditional sandpaper scrapes away at the surface, but this stuff slices through the wood fibres, causing less friction and less heat so it doesn't clog up. And here's the clever bit. As the tips wear down, they don't just get rounder and more blunt, they actually fracture, and this exposes fresh cutting edges. It's like it's self-sharpening. That's why one disc can last as long as 6 of the cheap ones. Now, the triangular grain is clever, but it's only half the story. This mesh backing, that's the bit that makes the longevity actually work. A lot of cheap sandpaper has pre-punched holes for dust extraction like this. 6 holes, 8 holes, whatever. But when you think about it, the dust between the holes can't get away into the shop vac, so it sprays out all over the place, creating a cloud of microfine particles that you really don't want to be breathing in. What doesn't escape sits there, clogging up the paper, and this creates a cushion of sawdust between the abrasive and the wood, so it isn't cutting properly. The mesh backing on this one changes everything. The entire disc acts like a vacuum port, and almost all of the dust goes straight into the extractor, so there's no clogging and no cushion. The abrasive stays in contact with the wood for the entire life of the disc, and more importantly, the dust is in the vac bag and not in your lungs. And you know what? Since I've been using it, my workshop's a lot cleaner and sanding has become far less miserable. But, and this is important, you must use a vacuum with these discs. Without that, the heat and dust will build up and kill them just as fast as the cheap ones, and you'd be throwing money away. Now, before you rush out and buy a box, there's one other thing you need to know. The mesh backing has one weakness. It tears more easily than a paperback disc. Sharp edges, splintery wood, anything that can snag, the mesh will catch and rip straight through. I've done it a couple of times. You're in the zone, the disc catches on something, and before you know it, your brand new disc is ruined. So here's what I do now. I use the mesh disc for the flat surfaces, but I keep a stash of cheap paperback discs for edge work. Or you could just knock down the edges back with a coarser paper first, and then the mesh won't catch. So don't bin your cheap sandpaper entirely, it still has its place. Right, let's talk money, because this is where most people get it wrong. Cheap discs are about 30p each. Premium discs, 60p each. Your brain sees that and thinks, why would I pay double? But that's the wrong question. The right question is, what does the job cost, not just the disc? Here's how it works out. I don't track every single job, but on something like a tabletop, for example, that's quite a lot of stock to remove. So I'd use around 6 of the cheap discs. With the mesh ones, one disc will get me through it. So that's £1.80 versus 60p, roughly a £1.20 save per job, plus the time saved by sanding faster and not changing discs. Now, if you're making projects weekly with holidays, that's about 45 to 50 jobs a year. And over a year, that adds up to about £50 saved and 16 hours back. That's 16 hours of not sanding and time spent actually building things. So for me, that's worth a lot more than the £50. So should you switch? Here's my honest take. Even if you ignore everything I've said about longevity and cost savings, the dust extraction alone makes these worth it. Almost all of the dust goes straight into the shop vac instead of into your lungs. Your workshop stays cleaner and you're breathing in less rubbish. I know some of you will be typing in the comments that if I wore a mask, I wouldn't be breathing in the dust. And that's absolutely right. You should wear a dust mask while you're sanding or doing anything else that puts wood dust in the air. But I'm not just talking about what you breathe in while you're working. It's the microfine particles that stay floating in your workshop for hours. The stuff you can't see, that's what does the real damage. So yes, the longevity matters, The cost savings matter, the time savings matter. But the thing is, not breathing in wood dust every time I sand, that's the real reason I switched. Everything else is just a bonus. We've talked about the right tools, the sandpaper itself, but even with the best disc in the world, there are two critical mistakes that will guarantee poor results no matter what you're using. So watch this video next where I'll show you exactly what those mistakes are and how to avoid them, so your projects actually look as good as the work you put into building them.